or consultancies, but the issue of MPs moonlighting with second, third, or even more jobs is unlikely.
Oh, I work for the Motorcycle Action Group in one job, but I also do other things, for example, conferences, this kind of thing. What's different, apart from the fact that I'm not an MP anymore? People who are good enough to be MPs should also be respected about how they choose to spend the rest of the time. And let's forget about the idea that every single moment of your day as an MP has to be about politics. What about if you've got a family? That's pretty time-consuming. We just have single people who haven't got kids in Parliament, because that's where we're heading. And everyone agrees with me, as you can see.
A ringing endorsement. Well, you know where the public are in this. I'll come back to you, Stephen Doughty. Isn't there? I mean, there's some interesting points in there. As ever from Lembit, isn't there a danger we will have, two tiers of MPs? The enormously wealthy, who have some massive landed estates, who made a mint in the city through a sort of idea of public duty, then becoming MPs, and also kind of policy wonks, people who've never had a proper job, like some say your leader.
No, I mean, I think the idea that MPs should have second jobs is a nonsense. Being an MP is a full-time job, representing your constituents, and the other part, making the laws of the country. And I think this idea that somehow you have extra experiences that you bring into Parliament by having multiple outside interests is a nonsense. It's a diversion. The way you learn about the views of your constituents is by speaking to them every week, having surgeries, and spending time on the
We're in a perverse situation where I have no vested interest in helping you get a second job. But the question I've got for you... Well, I wasn't actually offering one, but there we are. But let's keep this polite, because I want to challenge you on this. Why are you saying that no politician should be entitled to earn any money outside being an MP? What about 5 minutes a week? What about an hour a week? Why, in principle, are you saying it's bad to have another job, but it's fine to have a family, which is far more time-consuming than much of the work that we're discussing?
I think family is a very, very separate issue. MPs are paid a very generous salary. We earn £67,000, 4 or 5 times the average wage in my constituency in Cardiff. I think that's perfectly ample. I don't see why I should be making hundreds or £200,000 outside advising gas companies in Kazakhstan.
So it is the politics of envy, then?
It's not the politics of envy at all. It's about a sensible approach to what is a very consuming job. And when you look at the records of MPs in Parliament, I think it's 1 in 3 Conservative MPs has an outside interest. They're earning 4.4 million on top of those salaries every year. I mean,
why does the money
don't understand
it's the time.
It's necessary. It looks to the public like it's not just what's in it for my constituents. It looks like what's in it for me.
I find this fascinating because I'm married to a clergyman, and clergy are not allowed to take other jobs. I suspect because being a clergyman is a full-time job, sleeping or waking or, all the time, you're living that role. Nevertheless, clergy do, they write books, they go on Talk of the Bay, they do moral maids, they do all sorts of things. And I think the increasing